Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. Today is day number 2 in the Journal With Me 14 Days of February series, whatever I decide to call it, I don't know. I thought I would stay on real time today and do this layout. I'm planning on decorating the front cover and the front page of my journal. As I have been working in this journal, I think I'm going to use it a little differently than just regular journaling because I am still using the journal from January and I have a lot more space I could do some writing in. I think I'm going to use this to do a little bit more of a focus on love. The letter that came in the collection this month has the scripture on it about what love is. It's patient, it's kind, it doesn't envy. So I think as I go through this journal, I'm going to kind of decipher this verse a little bit and some of the things that it says love is and love isn't. So it's okay if I do a little more decorating and add a few more tags because it's not going to be for writing like my journals typically are for myself. That's just how my brain works. So one of the elements that came in the collection this month is the library pocket and card, and of course I think I have to add that to the front cover. I also think I'm going to use this brown paper bag here from Ya Lady and add some kind of tag to it. So I'm probably going to use some stamps. I have this set of stamps in my collection and I'm really certain that it's not available anymore. I've had this for probably like 15 years. So that's something, I don't even know what company made that. And then I have this wooden block stamp that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It's by Hero Arts. Maybe I can find that, but it was clearanced out, so maybe they quit making that too. That was quite some time ago. I think I'm going to start with this envelope. All right, because my craft mat, my glass mat really reflects the lights, I'm just using this piece of plastic off of an old planner. You can see that I just ripped it off a planner, and I'm just going to ink on it a little bit. Because this pocket is all sticky on the back, I definitely have to lay it down on something. So I'm just going to ink up the edges here a little bit. Today I'm trying something a little bit new, and I pulled the desk out. I actually have 3 desks in my craft room kind of set up in a U shape, but when I film these videos I really like to stand up and work, and I bought this $40 table on Amazon that was waist height because I really didn't want to spend the money on a standing desk. Those are pretty expensive. So until I know that I like it and that it's something I'm going to want to do, I decided to get this table. The problem is it shakes. I actually have an arm for my camera so that the camera doesn't shake when I do this stuff anymore, but the table shakes, so I hope it's not that distracting. I also have a cat laying right there, a cat laying in the corner of the room over there, and one laying on the desk behind me, so hopefully they'll all just stay asleep and not be a problem. So I was thinking of using this heart stamp. It's wooden, so it's hard to see underneath what I'm doing, but I think I'm going to stamp it on this envelope. I have my little ink swatches here so I can see what ink color I want to use. I used worn lipstick on one of the tags. I think I like that. I think I'm going to use that. One of the tags in the collection, that's Distress Oxide ink, by the way, that I made those swatches out of. So this is worn lipstick, and I'm just going to ink up my stamp here. And let's see how this goes. I want to get part of the heart, not the entire heart, but I want to be able to tell it's a heart, so let's see what happens. I'm gonna get one shot at this, right? All right, well, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but it works. Maybe I want to do something different. I mean, you can see the top of the heart there, but I kind of wanted it a little bit higher. I can tell that now by looking at it. Maybe if I took it up and did kind of the top over here. No, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone and go with that. I can add some kind of fabric over here. We have so many trims this month. We have the trims that came in the kit, and then we have trims from You Lady, which is just so much fun. Okay, I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to use the lace that came from You Lady. I had this heart pattern in mine. I know some of you might have the flower pattern lace. Both of those would be beautiful for this as well. I'm gonna attempt to glue it down. There's a lot of holes in this lace, so I'd better back it up with a scrap of something. I don't want to get it all over my little ink mat either, so let's cut this first so I know what I'm working with. Okay, that way you don't know that it's a heart, but that's okay. I think it's still going to be pretty in the background. So for those of you who don't know, this is Fabri-Tac glue. It's definitely my favorite glue to work with. Not that I've tried a ton of glues, but when I found this one, I didn't need to. I was pretty happy. I love the way that it works with paper and fabric and even metal. It just holds up very nicely. I've never had anything fall apart. It is acid free. I've had people ask me that before and I didn't know, which is silly. If I'd have read the label, I would see that it's acid free. So it will hold up over time, which is great. And I'm just gonna hit it with the dryer here. All right, and then one little piece of heart. This little heart came in my package from You Lady, and I was thinking about adding it here over the print. Then you kind of have that heart shape edge around there. Let's see what else. Maybe I can add one of these little flowers from You Lady there too. I like that. So I'm just gonna glue this heart down. I do want a little bit of the edge poking off the pocket, so I'm gonna leave that hanging off the edge there a little bit. And then You Lady was so generous in this collection. There's so many little flowers to choose from. I think I definitely like that one. That one's pretty, and it's gonna blend with all of the little flowers on the paper. So I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, so I think I'm just going to let that pocket be for now, and I'm going to add it to my cover. This always makes me nervous. I'm not very good at getting things straight. I don't know why. There we go, I like that. And I don't think it's straight. Go figure. Let's see if I can try it again. I jinxed myself. There, that's better. Very nice. So I'm just going to ink up this card a little bit. I think I'm going to start with this ink, Old Paper. I have never had this color before, and I love it so much. It definitely adds an old discoloration to the white paper, and I just really love that. So I'm just going to smear that all over the center of this card. And the other side too. And shake the table. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm definitely using a lot of pressure here to try to get this ink even. All right, now I'm going to go in vintage photo and try to darken up the edges a little bit. I really like how those two colors play together. Definitely makes it look a lot older than the white card. My fingerprints on it. It's hard when you're inking a whole surface like that. Okay, now I'm just going to hit it with the dryer. I think for now I'm just going to leave that card as is. Maybe it's something we'll come back to in a different video. But I want to get over to this bag here. I'm not quite certain what I want to call this journal yet. If I'm going to write things about love, I think the journal should have a name. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. I'm just gonna ink this bag a little bit, make it a little bit darker on the edges. Grab this plastic mat and maybe darken up a little bit more of the bag. Okay. I think I'm going to use one of these stamps. I always love this stamp here. Just a really pretty flourish. Okay, I'm just get my little acrylic block. And this stamp is larger than the bag, so I definitely want something behind it. And I think I'm going to use walnut stain on this since it's a little bit darker than vintage photo for this brown bag. Of course, any brown ink works, or any colored ink. I'm just feeling the brown today, I guess. And I think I'm going to use one of the black labels on here from the collection, so I want this little part of the stamp to be down low. There. I really like that. It's very pretty. And then I can just wipe that off. So don't forget, with your stamps that are too big but they're super flourishy like that, you definitely don't have to fit the whole image on your project you're working on. And then I love these chalkboard labels so much. I think I'm going to add that to the bag and whatever I decide to call my journal. Or, I don't know. We'll see. And then of course it's not straight. I'm just gonna try to put it here in the center. And for now, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to glue this down, or do I want to add a stamp up here to the top of my book? I might want to do that first. I like doing that before I glue down my bag. It's hard to stamp in a book that's already put together because of how squishy the pages are, but because it's a junk journal and because we're giving it an aged look anyway, I don't mind if the stamp doesn't come out perfect. I think it just adds a little bit of charm and character. I mean, we're working on tea-dyed and coffee-dyed papers anyway, so I love the freedom that not everything has to be perfect. So I like to add something a little stiff behind my page because it does help out a little bit. And And then I'm just gonna attempt to stamp this up here. See what happens. Oh, very nice. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue that down. The one thing about Fabri-Tac is it can be pretty annoying once the bottle starts to get a little empty. It takes a while, it gets a little slow to flow out of the bottle. I've mentioned it before, but definitely if you're using this and you don't already know, if you add 100% acetone to your glue, it just takes a little bit. I'll do a little bit at a time and then mix it up and check out the consistency, but it really helps that loosen up and make it easier to use. So I definitely like to do that once my glue bottle starts emptying out a little bit, because it definitely isn't cheap. Okay, I think I'm just going to add a little bit more. I don't like my sides poking up very much. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a tag for now. This is one I already have in my stash. There's still a couple in the kit that I haven't used yet, but I'm just going to grab another one for now. Add a little ink to the tag. All right, so that's good enough for now. I'll figure out what I want to do with that later. And I guess for now, that's it. That is the cover and the inside page of my journal. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it inspired you a little bit while you're creating in your journal this month. Be on the lookout for the next video in this series, and I will see you in that one. Thanks, guys. Bye.